Okay, it's a new segment we started. It's
Yes.
called Movies Coming Attractions
Right.
with The Rock. And
Thank you.
we got an astronaut movie and we got Space Jam 2. So,
Right.
Rocco, tell the fans out there what
Right.
they can expect with these two new movies coming down the road.
Right. Well, the first one is called First Man. It is with Ryan Gosling. This is about Apollo 11 mission, and it takes you behind the scenes as to what the astronauts had to go through in order to prepare themselves for Apollo 11. And you would wonder if something like that was really kind of compelling storytelling. But I really feel like when I saw the trailer, I thought that this definitely is going to be very, very interesting. There's a lot of drama involved, a lot more than I would expect from a movie like this. And I think it really tells about the struggles that these astronauts had to go through, like Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin. And it really gives you a compelling look into what went down in terms of, preparing for that mission. And I think people will appreciate just the amount of dedication and that it took. I mean, because there was a lot of pressure riding on these guys for Apollo 11. All this, there was a lot of determination that we had to beat the Russians to the moon, and so there was a lot of political will to do this in NASA. So it really gives you like an insight in terms of a big piece of American history and how much that really drove the space race in the 60s. And the second movie, as Howie mentioned, is the long-awaited Space Jam 2. It is going to be directed by Ryan Coogler, who's made quite an impression in the film world with Black Panther, and before that he did Creed. So he's definitely made quite a name for himself in Hollywood. This one will have Danny DeVito back. And, LeBron James is going to be the new NBA star. It'll be very interesting because a lot of why the first Space Jam was made, I don't know how many people know this, is because the filmmaker that did this movie, Joe Pica, they did a series of commercials together for Nike with Looney Tunes and with Michael Jordan. That was the impetus for the Space Jam movie. A lot of that was off of that. So it will be very, very interesting. Space Jam is one of those like funny little movies. I loved Space Jam as a kid, and it was definitely one of the more interesting movies of the time. And it's amazing the kind of shelf life it's had. There's a lot of people who've really appreciated it over the years and thought it was one of the more unique movies. I don't know. I personally didn't think it was like one of the the better movies, either Looney Tunes or sports or otherwise. But I think that, you never know. They could make a better movie with the second Space Jam. So I think it will be very, very interesting to see how that will come to pass. It'll definitely be, something different than what we normally expect, even from sequels. So thank you.
Okay, Rocco. Okay, as we wrap up tonight's show, again, this show was a tribute show in the memory of Brendan Carr. We lost Brendan 2 years ago. He was a middle school student at Long Beach High School. He took his life 2 years ago, only 13 years of age. And folks, on our Halftime Howie show page, look for a very moving tribute that Rocco and I put together that's going to include an interview with Benoit. Benoit was Brendan Carr's mentor and music teacher. There's also a beautiful song that Benoit wrote in tribute to Brendan. And we're going to have the candlelight vigil, all part of the video. So make sure you check that out on Tuesday on our Halftime Howie show page. And again, a reminder, and it can't be stressed enough, that this is September Suicide Prevention Month. And folks, if you know anyone who's in distress, depression, anxiety, suffering, and even indicates they're even contemplating suicide, please get them help. Tell them to call the suicide prevention line, 911, whatever, but there is always help. Suicide is never the answer, so there's always help. So that's something that we're proud that we talk about suicide prevention, and we're proud to dedicate tonight's show in the memory of Brendan Carr. Thank you.